Rocky Bonomo with us here on the Mendola Show. Rocky, let's talk a little bit about this wrestling room.
This is obviously Wyoming Valley West Wrestling Room, and Coach Vassello works well with the club I started quite a bit a ways ago, the Rock Solid Wrestling Club and System. And that's what we're doing every Tuesday and Thursday here. We have two groups, young guys. We start at 5:30, and then we have an older group come in at 6:45. So we're training about 40 athletes, and it's going good. I mean, a good system, and we're enjoying the sport of wrestling.
A lot of people in the 70s and 80s followed you, know your brother, and obviously now here we're getting a little older, all of us, but the name still rings true, and people still like to see what you're doing.
Well, the sport is such an amazing sport. So for me, it's still a privilege that I'm able to move without breaking too many bones and give back to the sport that has given so much to me, and I see it give so much to our young men and even the women. So it's an amazing sport.
You talk about back in the day for you, what it was like, and then what kids are like nowadays. And obviously there's always a little adaptation, but nonetheless, when you're wrestling, you can't really fake it too much.
It's one of those sports that it's so tough and so challenging that you got to be tough, including brother and sister and parent and grandparent and fan and supporter. Everybody's got to be tough just to participate and be a spectator in the sport of wrestling. It's that demanding, that tough, but it teaches the kids and the young men, things like character and integrity and discipline and strength and managing pain, and it's just so good. It's just like life. All of a sudden you're winning a match 10-0, you get hit with a headlock and it's over, and you're like, what happened? That's what life does too, and this equips you for life, this sport of wrestling.
Being here in late April, these kids, obviously season's over, but they got to be all in if they're here in the room and working hard. They're sweating their butts off tonight.
Yeah. Who wants to be in a sweaty wrestling room as the weather changes, and there are things you can be doing outside, but it shows a real commitment from these guys, and I've been impressed with them. They're working hard, and you need to. That's the commitment. It's got to be something you really want. We can't want it more for them, and these guys are showing they want it, so I'm proud of them.
You talk about the fraternity of wrestling, old school guys carried it on, but then this new level, just trying to keep the sport going here in northeastern Pennsylvania, District 2, and it the wrestling fraternity is pretty strong, and everybody wants the best for it.
That's the greatest thing I would say about the sport of wrestling, that it for me personally, it connected me to some amazing people. So I have some tremendous and incredible relationships that helped shape who I am today. They mentored me and they helped me along, and so that brotherhood, that fraternity you're talking about, it creates these incredible, disciplined, character, integrity, committed, tenacious, incredible people. And so it's been a blessing to be associated with the sport of wrestling because it connects me with people like that. And that's what's happening with this group,
All right, Ross, my pleasure. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Ryan Vassello with us, the head coach at Wyoming Valley West. And Ryan, last year you guys brought in Cale Sanderson from Penn State. This year you got Jason Nolf. Talk a little bit about bringing in these big names and having a great day on May 19th this year.
Yeah, something we're trying to do for the community and the District 2 wrestling, community here. We're trying to, build up the area by bringing in these guys and, helping out the community and, making the area a little bit better by bringing these type of athletes in.
And it's not just for Wyoming Valley West kids, it's for all kids that want to come to this. I'm sure it's going to be a big showing, and trying to get people interested and just give them a little bit more information on what they're going to get that day.
Yeah, it's open to all ages, all the way from, kindergarten to, college athletes. We're going to open it to everybody, all different schools. Anybody is welcome.
Let's talk about the caliber of wrestler you're getting with Jason.
Jason, he's a three-time NCAA champion. We couldn't ask for a better caliber of wrestler to come here to Valley West.
And talk about what you think the kids are going to get out of a day like this. Probably a bunch of kids are going to look up to this kid as maybe their hero or somebody they want to emulate, and obviously I'm sure they're going to get some good advice and some good wrestling they're going to see.
Last year when we brought Cale Sanderson in, that was an experience in itself, but year in and year out, having people of that character, it's unbelievable. Just having him come in and teach them, his daily routine and just the little techniques that he brings, and you know, it helps. You know, just the little things are that he brings forward. It really does matter. You know, it helps our youth. You know, and that's important. You know, it shows these kids that, you know, especially from Pennsylvania, you know, him being a native, you know, it shows that, you know, these kids are just as equal as him. And, you know, that really matters.
Rocky Bonomo, pretty big name. Getting him with these kids a couple days a week, I'm sure they may not appreciate it as much as some of the older folks that know all the things that Rocky Bonomo stands for. So talk a little bit about what you see a couple days a week here.
You know, Rocky's been a huge influence in the wrestling community here as well. And, you know, having him here Tuesdays and Thursday nights, you know, that's another thing, bringing back to the District 2 community. You know, he's been tremendous, you know, having him here Tuesdays and Thursday nights, you know, it brings the excitement back to the Wyoming Valley Conference. You know, and now we're starting to get some Lackawanna leagues here. You know, so it's exciting. You know, hopefully we can build those you know, the tradition back and build those rivalry back, and you know, that's what we're hoping for. And you know, hopefully, you know, it's not going to happen overnight, but you know, it's going to happen. So that's what I'm most excited about.
All right, the heart and the energy in the right spot, Ryan. We appreciate your time. And May 19th, the big day for Jason Nolf coming here to Wyoming Valley West.
Thanks, Sean.